Everyone, this is Emily with Canix's product team, and today we're going to go through a process of creating inventory for our beginning upload into Canix. This template should be available to you to be able to copy and enter any of the information that you have for your facilities. Let's move on to our packages section so we can use these items to create our initial inventory on hand. Packages need a package tag in addition to the item. Package tags are either 12 digits or 16 digits for New York. We often recommend adding a prefix that's related to your facility license number with a few digits that differentiate it from your other facility license numbers. That way, as you transfer your inventory across your licenses, you don't have any inventory conflicting with each other. If you have any questions on how tag numbers, items, and other information in this uploader are used, please refer to some of our training videos linked below that describe some of these fields a little bit more in detail. After we've assigned a package tag to our inventory, we'll also assign the item that we have from our initial items table. So from this selection, you'll only be selecting from items that you have entered already here on this items table, and then you can enter the quantity that you have on hand for that item. If that item is in multiple locations or came from multiple different batches, produced under different times or different conditions, purchased at different times, then you'll be separating this inventory into different package tags. So you might have multiple packages of Blue Dream A buds or Blue Dream plucked flower, as they might have come from different harvests or purchased at different times. The quantity that you have on hand will be entered alongside the weight units for that item. So if it's a weight-based item, make sure that you select grams or pounds, determining based on how you have that weighed on hand, or that you select each if it's a count-based product. The status of your inventory determines whether this inventory is available to sell, meaning you can add it to a sales order or to an outgoing transfer, or whether it's still being worked on. The available to sell status will allow that package to be added to a sales order or to a transfer, whereas in progress will allow that inventory to still be edited or converted into other types, but is not yet available to sell. So that indicates that you're still working on that inventory, but it's not yet final packaged and tested to go out. The last status of in quarantine can also be applied to your inventory for initial upload, which will restrict that inventory from being edited or sold at this time. At any point, you can change the status of your inventory in Canix to available to sell or other statuses, including custom statuses that you can create in the implementation process. When you create this packaged inventory, you'll also indicate what location or room that is in. So as you go through the drop-down here, you'll be selecting from the list of locations that you've added in the Locations tab. The package date is the date that that package was created or the production of that package was done. If you don't know the date that the package was created, then you can go ahead and put today's date. And moving forward, you'll be entering the date that you actually package your inventory. Optionally, you can also add the expiration date for this inventory. This is most commonly used for finished goods or goods that are leaving your facility for sale instead of raw materials or work in progress. You can also determine whether this particular package is going to a lab for testing, meaning the exact quantity that you have entered here is the full quantity that is going to a lab. In most cases, you probably have not already prepared your testing packages to go out to a lab, so you'll have false for all of these in most cases. At a later point in Canix, as you go through the implementation phase, you'll still be able to create packages to go to a lab for this inventory that you have on hand. It's just that the full quantity that you're uploading right now is not going to a lab itself. Optionally, you can also enter a production batch number, although this should be entered for anything that has tested results already, and this should match the lab results that you have on hand. This production batch number is also mentioned in our training video around items, package tags, and production batches. So if you have any questions, please refer to, as that will explain a lot more about how this field is used. Optionally, you can add an internal lot ID to your inventory to mention that this particular package is part of a collection of other packages that all came from the same production or same harvest, for example. Although this lot ID does not affect your test lineage like the production batch does. Go through your inventory, you can also assign a brand specific to this package, although the brand will be applied based on the brand you've assigned to the item on this package. So if it differs at any point, you can add a new brand. Otherwise, you can leave this blank as we'll pull the brand from the item. You can also add any notes that you have on hand about this inventory currently, but you can add notes at a later point as well as you go through your packaging process. Now that you have your packaged inventory complete, If you have any questions as you go through this, please talk to your implementation manager or our support team to help you walk through these a little bit more in depth and understand your concepts more fully.